أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Today we have the opportunity to learn 10 steps to get Khushu in Salah. I believe you all know how to do the Salah. You know how to read, what to read. You know the rituals. I'm not going to focus on those ones. I'm going to focus on the something else, which is Khushu. What is Khushu? I'll try to make things simple. Khushu means nothing in the English possible to explain that. But I'll give you some words to get an idea how to attain a Khushu. Khushu should have the word focus in it, concentration, connection to your Lord, mean Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it makes you one. When I say one, mean you are the collection of two things, body and mind. If they're both together doing something as a one, then automatically you get the focus, your concentration, and a connection. And why do we need it? This will take you from the compulsiveness to awareness. When I say, sometimes we're doing Salah and we even don't remember what did I read, and I go in a raku. Sometimes you don't remember how many rak'ah you have done. It will make your ritual to a spiritual. Ritual means you're doing something like a routine. You really don't mean it, what you're doing as saying it. It's like you are going to a restaurant, order food, and you come back without eating it. Did you achieve the purpose? No. You had a clothes on, you stand up in a salah, but you don't know what you're reading. It also helps you to have a clarity in your life, because when you are doing a salah, you are focusing what you're doing, and then you get the ideas about the thing which you are struggling with, and you are there to asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help you, and Allah's help come through from within. Your mind is sometimes just stuck with the challenges in a life. For example, in a study, you don't know how to do that assignment, and you keep thinking about it, not getting clue. But if you get a break and do a salah, then you get to fresh up your mind, and you get a new thinking that is called clarity in a mind. And this is very important for your study. And how do we do this? I come up with the 10 steps, and you only get the benefit if you practice them again and again. And why I'm saying to do, I show it to you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say in Quran, وَاسْتَعِينُوا بِالصَّبْرِ وَالصَّلَاةِ وَإِنَّ الْكَبِيرَ كَبِيرَةٌ إِلَّا عَلَى الْخَاشِعِينَ. Seek help through patience and salah. Allah put patience in front. I mean, you need to keep doing it, steadfast. It's like somebody asked me, how I'm gonna grow? A child asked me, how I'm gonna grow? I say, eat food. Oh, I eaten one time, I eaten two times, I eaten three times. I'm not growing. I say, you'll grow if you keep eating it every day. Same thing in the salah. And look at the second part of the ayah. Truly, it is extremely difficult, except for the humble true believer. So same example, the child asked me, oh, I don't believe it. I'm gonna grow with this food. How the food will convert into the bones and flesh? The person who knows it, the elder, they know that it will only grow if you believe in it. Okay, so that's why Allah says it is difficult to believe, but the people who are true believers, sorry, it is very difficult for the people except the one who believe in it. So whatever I'm going to say, you need to go, you need to do at least 3 months on these steps, and after that the magic will happen. Okay, so let's start with the 10 steps. You start from the Adan and it end with the Tashahhud. Okay, so I go through the 10 step: Adan, Wudu, Iqama, body and breath, Surah Al-Fatiha. Got 3 steps, and we will look at it. This is the essence of the whole presentation, which we'll do in a second part. And then number 8, pick the Quran, Ruku and Sujood, and we end up with the Tashahhud. Let's look at the Adhan first. Your Salah start with the Adhan. When the Adhan is being called, it is inviting you to meet your Lord. This is the mindset you should have. You are going to meet your Lord. You have an appointment with Him. So whatever you're doing, you start wrapping up. It's like when you're sitting in a waiting room in the lounge to meet your doctor. They come and say, you are the next. What do? You stop using mobile. You pick it up all the paper you are coloring on. You wrap it up, everything. You look at your clothes and say, look, okay, I'm ready. So the best practice you need to do, stop thinking anything else and look, I need to do wudu. And that's why they give you time for that. Why there's no time for the sunset salah, Maghrib salah? Why don't they give? Because we already know it, the Maghrib gonna happen. In the other part of the day, we don't really focus on the time. But when Adhan happen, you know, after 10 minutes, there's gonna be a salah time. I need to do it. Especially when the families who do a salah by Jama'ah at home, it is a reminder. You don't need another reminder. It'll be really sad if parents have to call, come for salah. You don't need to. You know that it's Adhan happened, salah has started. This is the first part of the focus. It's like when you are going to school, you know that 8 o'clock the bus gonna come or parents gonna drop. You know that. So you get ready before that. Okay. So this is the first part of the Adhan. Adhan is also an invitation to you. Allah inviting you to meet. Okay. So you start your salah with Adhan. At home where you don't get the Adhan called, when your parents say we're going to do a Jama'ah in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, this is also kind of Adhan, but we should do Adhan. If you have a clock at home which does the Adhan part, this is also same thing. Try to stick to it. The second step is a wudu. Remember I told you, if you're going to meet a, let's say, principal, you make sure you look fresh, your clothes are tidy up. In this case, you are going to meet your Lord. You got to get ready. So you make sure you freshen up with the wudu. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam practiced that wudu with us, for us, that you freshen up all. If you focus that part we freshen up, these compose of your 5 senses. If you look at, because this is, your face is basically the cockpit of your body. Okay. So your hands got the touch, your nose got a smell, your tongue has a taste, your ear has a listening, your eyes has a what. So these are the 5 senses. You polish them to get ready so they are alert. You know, sometimes you're sleepy, your parents say, go and just wash your face. So you waken up fully. And this is a good, nice thing. You get 5 times this practice. And it's also important to meet your Lord, so you just look like a bit tidy person, clean person. All right. And you think of all the things you're going to ask your Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help you in. So this is important. So this is the second step. And by the way, all these steps you're going to practice today in the Maghrib Salah. If you didn't do Asr yet, you can practice in Asr Salah. Okay? So these are two things you need to. So when you're Adan call, you think of, okay, I'm going to meet. When you wudu doing it, you just think of, I need to look fresh. The third step, Akama. When the Akama is similar to Adan, right? Yes. But in the Akama, we do say, Kat Kamat is Salah. When Salah is standing now. Before that, we say, come to Salah. Now we say Salah is standing. What is this designed for? So wherever you're sitting and waiting, stop everything. It's really sad sometimes we see after the Ikama, we should not talk anything else. If the Ikama start, everybody stop talking and focusing straight away. It's like you're opening the door to enter your Lord. When you put your hands up, means you're dropping everything else. Your mind, body, it's not easy because you're learning these steps today. But the ultimate goal is after that you become one. Okay, so this is the how much we going with the time, Shian? We when we are a session ending today is so the Ikama will give you the chance to stop thinking whatever, and there is no point after Ikama somebody remind you again, oh, you didn't join. No, it's, if somebody come late or something, just drop it, but stick to the after Ikama, no talk. The Imam should start. Okay, we are focusing on Salatul Bajama because that's why it's got 27 more times reward. Even at home, if you are two people, try to establish Salah. That's why the word use establish. When you set up there, if you're doing a alone Salah, you don't need an Adan, you don't get the Ikama, but these are the, also make you a teamwork exercise as well. So this is the Ikama third step. The fourth step, which is a very, very important, this is what I want you to practice. This might be a little bit new for you. You already did a Ikama, you straighten up, and you hold your hand on your chest, depends on whatever the way you follow. If you look at the picture in the middle, that guy is standing, taking your hands up, and then standing straight. When you're putting your feet, the feet should fall into in a straight position, not going like a duck feet, going from the forward to the right, the front going to the right, and the more like a guy who's standing in an army. You should lock your knees inward. That will make you alert. That will make you like you open your shoulder. Just imagine an army person, a soldier standing. It's like a guy who's very alert, that trying to connect to his Lord. That will also increase the metabolism, your body and your blood circle, all will go right in that way. And you are in a listening mode. If you are behind Imam, you're listening more. If you're doing by yourself, you're ready to praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is, you need to practice. Don't go lousy way. Don't just drop your shoulder. Don't just bending on one side and yawning. These things, you should not do it. Once you do the 2 steps, 3 steps before properly, there's no way you will yawn. If you alert yourself, first step is straighten your feet. Second step is lock your knees. When I say lock your knees, you straighten the knees in a alert position, not bending forward. No bend in the knees at all. And the shoulder open up. Okay? So this is a 4th step that you need to practice today. And you're going to come back to me and say, look, this change I felt. Obviously, it's going to be very little change because you're doing it first time. The 5th part, which is, you all know it, okay? And we have learned about it as well. but I want you to learn the proper tajweed. When I say tajweed, recite beautifully. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. It's like if I'm speaking like my English is a little bit poor in an accent wise. You can say tajweed is more like an accent, more like a way it should be recited. Reading and the tajweed, the difference is tajweed shows all the rules and things to saying it properly. Reading is you just reading to someone. It's like I'm gonna say English a little bit formally. So think about if I'm presenting something to you and you cannot understand my English. Even I'm speaking English, but it couldn't be understood by you. It can be any reason. So you will not, if I ask you, can you get me tea? And you don't understand what I'm asking for, rather say, can I have a cup of tea? It's a more chances you're gonna get in the second place, not in the first place. So similarly, you're talking to your Lord, who's the ultimate sustainer, who's gonna help you. You're asking help in that, but you are not reading in the way it should be read. There's a less chance he's gonna help you. Where he's declared, this will help you. But, so there are two more things to know about Surah Fatiha, which we will cover after the break. But I want you to practice three things. After Adan, drop everything else. Okay? Now you got, if you miss the Surah of Asr, sorry, the Salat al-Asr, you can practice there as well. And after Akama, don't think of anything else. The third one is, the wudu is do a proper wudu and then the Akama. But stand up properly and learn Surah Fatiha Tajweed. We'll have a half an hour break before the actual iftar, so you can practice these things. We're gonna share the dua chart to you as well to practice, and we're gonna see after the break how many people have memorized dua, because it's gonna be counted towards your final marks. Tonight we're gonna have presents as well, people who've been attending all and they submitted their thing. We get now question and feedback. Shan, can you stop the recording? Now we're gonna get some question feedback.